It is a pleasure to welcome from the great state of Missouri, or Missouri, I guess, depending on which end of the state you come from, Representative Blaine Luetkemeyer. How you doing, Congressman?
Fantastic, Lars. How are you this evening?
I'm doing just fine. I imagine that given that Barack Obama has turned General Motors from a big company to a small company, you're in charge of small business there in the Congress and the House Small Business Committee. Barack Obama's turned General Motors into a small business, and maybe Chrysler too. So I wanted to get your point of view on what's been going on in our economy lately. I guess we can't cry too much about what's going on. We got to laugh about it at some point.
Well, it's very frustrating from the standpoint of small business. It looks like this administration has actually declared war on small business from a lot of things that they've done. They say they're not going to increase any taxes, but the first place they go to are tax increases and regulation of small businesses. The only thing that really has worked well in the stimulus package are the tax cuts and the SBA guarantee things that helped small business to be able to expand and actually hire some people. Had some testimony in the Small Business Committee the other day, and it worked well. The only problem is only 0.4% of the total stimulus package was spent on small business. I mean, think what would have happened if we spent a third of it. But it is frustrating from the standpoint of being a small businessman myself and seeing the small business folks of this country struggle.
You run a farm, don't you?
A farm, and I was in the banking and insurance business, so I've had a lot of different interests and hats in my time, and so as a result, I've got about 30 years in the private sector. I tell people I raised a family, met a payroll, so I understand a lot of the day-to-day hardships and struggles and challenges that people face, especially in the business world. I was a bank regulator after I got out of college, so I understand how small businesses actually should be run and how they do struggle. And right now, with the economy the way it is, obviously there's a lot of struggling going on, and these people need some help. And the things that we're doing here in D.C. right now really are not helping them the way they need to be.
Well, Congressman Luetkemeyer, it's like a lot of us were saying a year ago that President Obama was a man who'd never made a payroll, who'd never really had to do any of that. He'd certainly given money away on behalf of the Annenberg Foundation and things like that, but giving money away isn't all that hard. Making a bottom line and making a payroll every time and selling products is a challenge, as you point out. What are we going to, healthcare, I want to get to healthcare because that seems like a big piece of this, but the president makes it sound like healthcare is the be-all and end-all of solving our economy's problems. He's literally suggested that if we solve the healthcare piece, that the rest of it may fall into order pretty quickly. But a lot of us don't buy that because we see the government meddling in healthcare as being something that's going to increase the cost of small business, not cut it.
Yeah, no, his thought process is that the runaway costs of healthcare are infringing on the ability of their economy to continue to grow. And while that is true to a certain extent, his solution is not the one that we need to solve this problem. Especially a public option. I mean, when you turn around and if you just look at the HR 3200, which is the House bill. You're looking at, going for $500 billion worth of cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, Medicare Advantage. That's not the way you want to go. Then you want to raise taxes on small businesses. I mean, in 3,200, anybody who makes $500,000 worth of payroll a year, you're going to pay an 8% tax on that if you don't provide a qualified health plan. In other words, you've got to do what the government wants you to do as far as provide health care. The Senate plan is down to 50 folks, but there's a new tax there of up to almost $200,000. So this health care program is an onerous thing, to be kind. From the standpoint, it's going to affect every single American and really be onerous to small business folks. We as Republicans have got our own ideas that we believe are going to be very impactful. That would really be a good thing from the standpoint of providing tax credits to individuals who could pass through to small business folks that would be allowed to use those. Association pooling, something that's been done before but never passed all the way through the body and been signed. I mean, there's just a lot of things we feel that we can use or do to really enhance the ability of small business to provide health care for individuals. Most people get it through their employer. So let's put the small business folks on the same plane as the corporate America folks. We're not there, but we need to get there.
I just can't figure out. I had a doctor on yesterday who'd been part of that dog and pony show at the White House with the white lab coats and all that razzmatazz, which was very clever staging and all. But this doctor was literally convinced that, well, the current system is broken, and she said, we have to tear it down and replace it with something run by government. And I said to her, do you know of anything the government does well in medical care? Because I think they run Medicare and Medicaid right now, and both of those, can we agree, are fraught with waste and fraud and abuse? And she admitted that they were fraught with waste and fraud and abuse, and she thought we should turn the rest of medicine over to them.
Well, we just got done, this conservative group of Republicans just got done meeting with Secretary Sebelius and asked her to consider some of our plans to improve health care here, and acknowledging that the healthcare system we have needs to be tweaked, but also acknowledging that the healthcare system we have is one of the best in the world. It's interesting because the other day I had the opportunity to sit next to an individual who's one of the top policymakers in our country who, when I was heading out here on a plane, and he had just come back from Europe, and he's explaining to me that over there, many of those countries are looking to the U.S. because their country's healthcare system is broken, it's falling apart, it's broke financially, and they're looking at our system as a way to find something in it that they can take and improve their system. And here we're looking at theirs and trying to model ours after ours, even though it's all a completely broken system. So it's kind of ironic that we're looking at each other's systems and trying to take things from them. But at the end of the day, when you look at what's going on in Europe, that's not the model we need to look at. We need to look at our own system, which is one of the best in the world, and tweak it and make it better.
Couldn't agree with you more.
We have a lot of people who don't have access to care, the kind of care they need. Uninsured, that figure is a little distorted, but again, there are those people who, because of health conditions, don't have the kind of care they need. And I think, we need to provide that for them. I think as a Christian brother, we need to help our fellow citizens. But that being said, there is some responsibility on the individual to help pay that bill themselves if they're able, and we don't need to tear the system up and put everybody on the government dole. This country was built on the entrepreneurial spirit of our people, and we need to employ that type of spirit of competitiveness and of quality, and putting the individual and the doctor in charge of their care. If we do all those things, I think we've got a great chance to improve our system, make it even better for our kids and grandkids.
Congressman, it's a pleasure to have you on. Keep up the good work for the state of Missouri, and thank you for the time.
Will do. Thank you, Lars, and good speaking with you and all your listeners.
Thank you, sir. Congressman Blaine Luetkemeyer from Missouri. Back in just a moment. Your phone calls and emails will be up next, 6 minutes before the hour, 866-439-5277. You're listening to The Lars Lawson Show.